Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. Ho-hum over at Tiger Stadium on senior night, 42-10 your final score. The LSU wins, buddy, kind of a going through the motions thing, to say the very least, but it is the 9th win of the season for LSU, and I don't know what else you can say, but other than that, it is win number 9. Wasn't pretty, all that good stuff, but bottom line, Buddy Sanjay, Tommy Chrysan, live from scoreboards, and they got the win.
Got the win tonight, TK, and obviously Joe Burrow probably with his best game accuracy-wise. Unfortunate, TK, that this team continues to have big drops, and I think it probably differentiates them from being a good team to somebody that can be special. Defense was ho-hum, gave up a late score. Miles Brennan did play, got a lot of guys in. But once again, Justin Jefferson, 2 or 3 big drops that could have been touchdowns. Stephon Sullivan, another couple drops. Burrow could have been something like 25 for 28 tonight. All in all, Nick Brissett, they wanted to get him to, closer to 1,000. He got a couple rushing touchdowns. But as you said, one of those cupcake games in Game 10, Game 11, week game. Nobody's going to get too excited, and obviously there wasn't too many people left in the stands at the end of the game.
Well, the crowd was light on campus, even though the weather was fine today. It was light. That was to be expected. I mean, we're coming up on Thanksgiving week. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to one and all out there. Hope your week is wonderful with all the stuff that you may have planned. But, buddy, the goal was to win the game. They did. 42-10. They don't cover the point spread for those that worry about that. But the bottom line is they did get a lot of people in the game, including Miles Brennan. First snaps he took this year. Lots of other guys on offense and defense and special teams, I'm sure, got into the game, and that's a very good thing.
Tyler Shelvin with his first sack of the year in his career. Miles Brennan looked good throwing the ball after a couple of nervous snaps early. TK, they threw it for 372, ran it for less than 200. Big game next week. Texas A&M is waiting for this game. LSU's beating them 7 straight, and it's going to be a tough game. It'll be a close line, and when you start talking about it, all these guys tonight talking about LSU possibly in the Final Four. I just don't see it, TK.
Well, no, that's a reach, I think. It really is. Had Notre Dame lost today, it was less of a reach, but it was. Now, Texas A&M played a decent UAB team today, beat them 41-20. That game ended a short time ago. So Texas A&M, LSU next week. Buddy, you're better at this than I, but I mean, is this a Pickett game? Is this a 2-3 point LSU favorite?
I think it could be
3?
It could be anywhere from Pickett to LSU 2.5 point favorites. It's going to be close. We know that this is the difference between 10-2 and 9-3. Jimbo has already done a great job of recruiting for 2019. LSU recruits heavily in Texas. A lot of recruits watching this game. I got to tell you something, though. I'm a little concerned. Kelvin Joseph didn't play at corner. You saw 11 Alexander play a lot. Obviously, Kerry Vincent's had to play a lot. You hope to get some of those guys back on defense, but I see the barn burner, a very close game.
42-10, Tigers win, and now 9-2 on the year. And in effect, a playoff game, bowl game type atmosphere in College Station next Saturday, 6:30. I had people ask me during the week. It kind of cracks me up sometimes, buddy. You and I, we're glued to kickoff times because we know it tells us when we work and the rest of the staff here. But we had people telling me, well, are they playing that game Thanksgiving night? Because they did for a couple of years there. And I'm like, no. Saturday night, 6:30. We will be here at Scoreboards with a post-game show. We realize it's a holiday week and weekend and all that, but we'll be here for you. Radio, TV, Facebook Live, the whole bit. And as always, you're invited to come on out to Scoreboards. We're going to tell you a lot more about Scoreboards during the course of the show this evening. But, buddy, it'll be next Saturday. Tigers win that game, go 10-2, which I didn't come close to that prediction. Most people did not. That would be a heck of a year, all things considered.
No doubt about it. Of course, if you have been out of town, LSU and Les Miles settled their monetary agreement. Basically, Les gave LSU back $5 million. And they owed him $6.5 million. They paid him $1.5 million. We expect the announcement for Les to get the Kansas job Sunday night or Monday morning, whenever they determine. He's already working on a staff, we hear. But yeah, not too many people thought 10-2. But I just want to make this one point before we go to the callers. You know, everybody thought we were a little negative last week on calling and strategy. You know, this is what I expected against Alabama and Arkansas. And I think this year you've got to throw the football to set up the run. Oh, by the way, you're the leader in the clubhouse. I think you may have
won it again.
Won the contest
I picked 42-9, so I was right there.
I'm pretty sure you're either there or somebody nipped you, but I'll know after the show. But good pick on your part. But this is what LSU should do this year, in my opinion, offensively. Throw the football to set up the run. And had they not had the drops, Burrow would have had an incredible game.
And let me explain something on this Les Miles contract deal. A lot of people got confused. Okay, LSU owed him $6.5 million. They were paying him $133,000 a month until at some point in the year of 2023. But that payment would be offset by something that he earned at another coaching job, not his TV stuff. So here's what Les Miles did. Les Miles basically got a $1.5 million bonus, because had he not settled, he wouldn't have got the 1.5, and the 6.5 would have been offset by whatever Kansas is going to pay him. So it was a financial move, and yes, he did, in effect, help LSU take $5 million off the hook at LSU, but as he said, he's always treated LSU and the student athletes. He loves Baton Rouge. It's been his home for, what, 13, 14 years now? So that's what happened there. That was a financial move that benefited Les, and it benefited LSU. So you tip your hat to Les Miles for doing that. But he had no choice, you know, to do that, to get the $1.5 million, or to not get anything really from LSU. So that's what happened with that. We're going to get to the phone lines and the text messages in just a minute, but we expect Monday to be a press conference. I can tell you this, a friend of mine, buddy, was at the Baton Rouge airport this morning, Saturday. Les Miles and his family were at the airport. This is not one of those rumors that happened in the coaching carousel world. It was actually true. He was heading to Kansas to begin, I guess, finalizing the negotiation, meet the right people, and then I suspect, this is a TK guess, that there'll be a press conference at some point on Monday. Keep in mind, Monday will be 1 month from the start of the early signing period for D1 football recruiting. So Les Miles has to get going on recruiting. Everybody else is already rolling. He and other teams looking for a coach. You're going to see things happen fast. I suspect Les Miles will be named head coach at Kansas come Monday.
And the other interesting stat, TK, you saw this on game day. I usually don't watch that, but I flipped in. And 11 years ago today, you ready for this? 11 years ago today, LSU was number 1 and Kansas was number 2 in college football. Wow, the circle.
That's the year they got going and went to the Orange Bowl or whatever.
That's correct.
Right? So, what we're going to do is this. We're at Scoreboards. We're going to take a break. We'll come back to the phone calls
Sit tight,
and the text
Frank.
messages.
We want to talk to you.
I want to remind you about Scoreboards. Tomorrow, Sunday, all-day tailgate and barbecue. All you can eat, open at 11 a.m. Kids age 12 and under eat for free. Family friendly here at Scoreboards. The New Orleans Saints play at 3:25 tomorrow against the Eagles down in the Dome. Obviously, they'll have that up on the big video wall, all the TVs and that good stuff. So make a plan to come on out Sunday, all day, tailgate and barbecue, and the kids 12 and under do eat free. Next week, a couple of announcements for you. Tuesday, Sports Update with Kate Adams' show will be taped here Tuesday at 12 noon. A lot of you folks are off of work, school. 12 noon, Sports Update with Kate will be taped here on Tuesday. The Roger Kadar Show, hosted by Clarence Buggs, will be taped at about 3 p.m. on Tuesday. And then Tigers Roar will go Tuesday night at 5:30 as opposed to Wednesday because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Jordy Hultberg and I will be here. So a chance to come see how the cake gets baked. 3 TV shows will be taped next Tuesday here at Scoreboards. And of course, next Saturday night, we will have the Pelican Sports postgame show. Also coming soon to Scoreboards, the overtime with athletic director Roman Banks, Southern University, starting in a couple of weeks on Wednesday nights. We'll get you more information, but it is confirmed and it will get going. Let's get to a break so we can come back with phone calls and text messages. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Christ saying Tigers win 42-10. We're back after this pause. Stay with us.
Text Hubby. Can't wait for tonight. Where are we meeting?
Tonight? Date night? Oh. Find sushi restaurant.
Let's try wasabi sushi.
Route to sushi.
The destination is on your left.
Play our song.
Pioneer in-dash systems with Apple CarPlay. Get yours installed today at your local Mesa retailer.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online Live at CypressLakeAPTS.com.
We continue with the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show from Scoreboards here in Baton Rouge on Coursey Boulevard. Tigers win 42-10. Appreciate everybody on Facebook Live, the TuneIn app on the radio, and of course Pelican Sports TV. Quick couple of text messages. Good to see Brennan get some snaps. First snaps of the year. That was good to see. And he did all right, buddy. He was 4 for 6 for 65 yards. So at least he got out there. Let's go to the phone lines. These guys have been patiently waiting. Frank in Baton Rouge, welcome to the post-game show.
Hey, TK, buddy, how are y'all?
Frank, I think it was tougher for LSU to score on Alabama for us to get you up tonight, so thanks for being patient.
That's all right. Look, everybody has problems once in a while, so I just blew it off.
What'd you think, Frank? I mean, it looked good.
It was a dull game. It looked like LSU was playing a high school team. They did what they were supposed to do, and to me it wasn't exciting. I watched a little bit of that A&M game. I'll tell you something, they got a hill to climb when they play them.
Yeah, A&M has gotten better, TK and Frank, and I think that the one thing that I'm worried about with LSU right now and this A&M game is the cornerback position. Look, we all know Greedy was incredible last year and led basically the SEC with 6 INTs. I don't think Greedy Williams has played as good. He's dropped some interceptions. He got beat a couple times tonight. But the other corner was obviously not a problem, and now Kristen Fulton got hurt. Kelvin Joseph got hurt. If Terrence Alexander and Kerry Vincent have to play corner next week, Frank, you're talking about a dogfight, and LSU's going to have to score 30 to win that game.
I agree with everything you said, Bob. I mean, it's just one of them things. We're going to see how good the coaches can coach and how good the players can play.
Frank, what did you think about the drops?
That's a lack of focus.
I mean, hey, let me tell you something. It's pathetic, really. If that isn't that much in their hands, they should have catched it. I mean, they do better in high school on catching.
The first touchdown that he dropped, I mean, that's simply a lack of focus and concentration. That was a perfectly thrown ball by Joe Burrow. And that play and the other one that he couldn't control when he hit the ground, he's catching the ball with his body. Receivers got to catch the ball with their hands, okay, either this way or that way. I mean, you got to catch it away from your body. That's what good receivers do. And I can't say I noticed that about Jefferson before, but both of the balls he missed tonight, which should have been 2 touchdowns, granted the second catch a little more tougher than the first one, but still, if you're an SEC wide receiver, you have to make that catch.
Stephon Sullivan with a couple of drop balls as well. Look, Frank, I think this was probably the best that Joe threw the ball. Now, he did have an INT. That was a bad play that got taken off the board because of a penalty. And he also made a major faux pas. And TK, we talk about this guy being in a football program 4 years, of course 3 at Ohio State and this. But the last play, you got to know when you don't have any timeouts.
You mean of the first half?
Last play of the first half, you throw the football away, and they would have tried a 50-something yard field goal. So
that was a freshman mistake.
Look how much time he had to pass it.
Well, that was a freshman mistake at the end of the half.
He should have known. He should have known to get rid of it so that they could kick the field goal. But I'll say this. If they would have caught everything that he threw, he would have had by far his best night, and he still had some good stats. But if you're going to beat A&M, Frank, you can't be dropping balls like tonight with Jefferson and Sullivan, because that cost you points tonight, and big-time points.
Well, okay, y'all, look, nice talking. I'll talk to y'all next week for the end of the year.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
Frank.
Thanksgiving to you and yours, Frank. Hey, buddy, the camera kind of followed Burrow off the field at halftime, and I could almost see in his head that he knew he screwed that one up.
Well,
okay?
they were telling him as he was going to the locker room.
It happens, but I mean, you can't, that's a freshman mistake.
Yeah.
A good freshman doesn't make that mistake, but that's what it looked like. That was inexcusable. Yes, you're playing Rice, you can overcome that, just like they overcame the drop passes, but you can't do that, as you said, buddy, next week against A&M. All right, let's go to Bill in Gonzales. Bill, you're on a post-game show.
All right, guys. Hey, look, we got another win. That's great. This game reminded me of when I was a kid from, from 10 to 12 years old, the late 60s to 1970, playing state, Tulane, and LSU win by 35, 40 points or something. And you got the second team in at the end of the game, and the other team gets a late touchdown. But, one thing, nobody was, y'all hit on it, nobody was really putting pressure on Burrow tonight, or not too bad, and he was accurate. I think sometimes the game has gone a little too fast for him, and we all know that was obvious in a large portion of the Alabama game when he didn't seem like he had time to even take the snap. But the drops, y'all have covered that. I think number 2, Jefferson, redeemed himself a little bit, although it would be nice to have long touchdown plays back. And going into next week, since y'all touched on that also, I think we're going to continue to trend against A&M. I say 14 points, Tigers win. And it's like, we got to get a win, finish up the season. A&M has played decently this year, like they played lights out against Clemson, like the second, third game of the year. And then last week, Ole Miss should actually beat them, except they kind of tripped over their own feet at the end of the game, and the defense isn't that good. And I got to say that against A&M. I don't really think they have the best defense in the conference. So what y'all got? Yeah, and let me know if you got a question for me.
Well, we agree with most of that, but Bill, I do think that this team is much better when they throw the football to set up the run. And we had a lot of people pointing fingers at us last week about saying that we were too critical because they only won by 7 points. TK, what did Mississippi State do to Arkansas today? Took them out back.
52-3.
And Coach O, let's give him credit. On Monday, he did say they're going to go back to what they did against Georgia and all that. But, Bill, I think you've got to throw the football to set up the run. And A&M is going to try to put pressure because Burrow is not as good when he doesn't have time. And I just don't know if Brissett and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, even though that defense is a little porous with A&M, how much LSU runs the football, how much balance there'll be. All in all, Bill, nobody's griping at 9-2, but I don't know if I necessarily believe that they're the 7th best team in the country. Do you?
Well, that's hard to say because, look at what Maryland did to Ohio State. If Maryland had a better quarterback on that on that 2-point conversion attempt, he looked like Jordan Jefferson or one of the guys we used to have here with LSU, like the guy that went on to North Carolina, the other kid went to Lafayette. And good running quarterbacks, basically, but have a hard time finding that open receiver. And, that could have really put some toss salad to the top 10 there. LSU number 7 in the nation. I don't know where they should be ranked, but this year they're winning ball games. And I know A&M's good, but I think if they just keep the mindset, like we talked about from my viewpoint last week, the mindset, they can go in and take A&M. And, I think part of it, I talked to Coach O Wednesday night about it from the Arkansas game. I know he's a competitive man, but he really doesn't like running up the score. I respect the man for that, but it's like sometimes you just got to put on a show, and, buddy, you hit the nail on the head. We do need to try and throw the ball more against everybody but Alabama because those guys are just coming after us. I mean, and...
No, Bill. They've already tried to run and play smash mouth against Alabama. LSU hasn't scored a touchdown and a point against Alabama in 16 and 18. What I'm saying is that you spread Alabama out, you get in the shotgun. If the rush is coming in, TK, you throw the little dink and dunk and the swing passes. And I thought that they got their little rear ends tightened up the last couple of weeks with play calling. Tonight they went fast, they went up tempo, got in the shotgun, and once you throw the football at the start of the first quarter, you get people out of the 8 in the box and you run better. So That's what I was saying about that. But forget about Alabama. They're in a different area code than LSU, even though the fan base doesn't want to believe that, TK.
Buddy, one more thing here. I agree with you on that because the Tigers did it, as we know, against Alabama with Les Miles as coach, and they also moved the ball last year on Alabama. So, yeah, they need to open up, and they're going to have to do that against A&M because the defense is going to get burned a couple of plays. We already know that. Like I said, I think they're going to take A&M, but they're going to get burned, and I hope it doesn't get into a shootout like that game 2 years ago at College Station. Remember the fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good stuff,
All right, Bill, thank you.
All right, buddy, appreciate it.
Buddy, on the text message line, text message is area code 504-689-9246. If you want to give us a call, area code 225-831-1029. Those numbers will pop up on the screen. Text message here, buddy. Mississippi State blows out Arkansas. LSU cannot catch. Did not have a timeout left in the first half to kick a field goal against Rice. Got rid of Matt Canada so Steve Ensminger could get offensive coordinator job just because he's in the clique. Continue to line up offside. Fans pay big money to watch boring football. Comment on the text line.
Well, look, a lot of that has validity. The Auburn first quarter was not boring. The Georgia whole game was not boring. The Southeastern game was boring. The Louisiana Tech game was boring at times, and they gave up too much. For the most part, I think that the LSU fan base is excited about this. Number one, they're 9-2 at this point. Number two, it has been entertaining in the big games. Obviously, the Bama game was a bust. Florida was close. You talk about Miami. You talk about Auburn. All those exciting games. But some of these cupcake games, TK, this team has played down to the competition, and that's not something that you want to develop as a personality of a football team.
No, it's not. It happens, though, and I'm going to give them a little bit of a pass on it. But,
yeah.
Look, today Alabama was tied at half 10-10 with Citadel. Okay? I mean, Citadel is not on par to be tied with Bama at halftime. But Bama played down to them. They woke up in the second half. Also, Mississippi State did beat Arkansas 52-6. I think I said 52-3. And again, LSU's next opponent, Texas A&M, beat UAB today 41-20. UAB came in there. They're going to a bowl game with a good record, but A&M, I don't know anything other than a score on that one. All right, don't forget scoreboards open daily at 11 a.m. They got express lunch, get you in and out here, a couple of specialty drinks, a happy hour at the bar from 4 to 7. And don't forget tomorrow, Sunday. Maybe you're watching the TV replay Sunday morning. You still got time. Starting at 11 a.m., all day tailgate and barbecue. All you can eat, chicken, sausage, ribs, potato salad, beans. Kids 12 years of age and under eat free, and this is what you got to know. The bread pudding here, A+, 10 on the scale of 1 to 10. People are getting it to go. People are buying it by the pan full, okay? Roman Banks, athletic director Southern, was in here the other day. He said, I'm a bread pudding guy. I'm going to let you know if it's good or not. He ate everything on his plate and got something to go. That's how good it is. So that's a must when you come here, the bread pudding, along with everything else at Scoreboards. A great way to keep up with all the things happening at Scoreboards. Connect on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also connect with Pelican, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Buddy Sergeant Tommy Christ said, give us a call. We'll be happy to get your calls after the 42-10 win over Rice, or your text messages. Brian Lazar, TigerBait.com from Tiger Stadium's coming up a little more than 10 minutes, but we got time for your calls and text messages from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge between Sherwood Forest and Airline. This is the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. Tigers win 42-10. That's your final from Tiger Stadium. About 7-8 minutes, we'll go to Tiger Stadium, get a report with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. The season finale, the regular season finale, next Saturday night, the 24th, 2 days after Turkey Day, 6:30 kick in College Station. against the Aggies. We will be here live at Scoreboards, 9:30, 9:45, maybe 10 o'clock with the post-game show. Buddy, I have a couple questions for you, but first I know you want to give a shout out.
I want to give a shout out. It is a birthday come midnight tonight for ZZ, who has unfortunately been a big part of my life for the last 22 years. Incredible woman. And also Al Mix. They turn, I think, 35 and 40. And you know I'm always lying on the weekends. This weekend at midnight. Al just got a new kidney, back up from Wisconsin. ZZ, once again, appreciate all of you out there. And a shout out to the Babbitt family. Miles did not have the closest. He's usually good, but Preston finished second to you. I think he had 42-6. You had 42-10, 42-9. Pretty good picking.
Yeah, I got lucky. A couple times this year I won. I usually win once or twice a year. All right, buddy, a couple questions for you before we go to break and then get Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Buddy, I know the old thing that if Team A beats Team B beats Team C, that doesn't mean A beats C. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But LSU fans, my phone blew up today.
Yeah.
Citadel scoring on Alabama, and of course they're tweeting and trolling LSU and Mississippi State on Twitter. And then you watch Mississippi State beat Arkansas 52-6. Now, different stadiums, different mindsets, we know all that. But is there something to that for an LSU fan to say, how does that happen, yet LSU for 2016 and 18 can't score a point on Bama in Tiger Stadium? Citadel goes into Tuscaloosa, it's 10-10 at half. Granted, Alabama's mind was somewhere else, I'll go with that. But then when you watch Mississippi State in Starkville, not Fayetteville, wax all over Arkansas, should LSU fans try to make that ABC comparison or not?
Well, look, you know, we talk about it. The backup quarterback is more popular than the start quarterback.
True.
And the AD is never popular.
True.
And the offensive coordinator is never popular.
You're 3 for 3, keep going.
Okay. I mean, I'm a little bitty kid, and I knew about Charlie Peavy just as much as I knew about Charlie McClendon. Steve Ensminger has done a good job. We know that there was a problem last year with the relationship that Canada and Coach O had, and obviously that was oil and water. Steve Ensminger's his guy. And I think that you hit on it early in the year, and we harped on it. And by the way, all those calls last week that were coming in saying we're being too tough, this is what we wanted. This is what LSU should do. Last week they had Torrey Carter, and by the way, speaking of that, where has Foster Morrow been all year?
He caught a pass tonight, didn't he?
A pass? He caught 4 or 5 passes.
He caught one early. He caught one early. Let me
no, I guarantee he had 4 or 5 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown.
He had 5 catches, 73 yards, a touchdown, long gain of 19.
And so I think that, but we know there's a lot of pressure. And TK, we also know that Coach Ensminger turned this thing down a couple times. Once with Les Miles, and once with Coach O. Coach O twisted him when the Lane Kiffin thing went sideways. So we'll see. There's always some type of movement on the staff, you know that, but we'll see if Steve wants to come one more year back or if he wants to go back to coaching tight ends and you bring somebody else in as your OC.
Here's the double-edged sword, buddy. Yeah, there's been a lot of, shaking the head and scratching the head about the offense. But if they win next Saturday, they're 10-2 going to a New Year's Day bowl. Okay, the other edge of the sword is it's been painful to watch. And there are legitimate, obvious questions about the offense. Does it come down to personnel and talent, or does it come down to the play calling? It's probably somewhere in the middle of all of that. I've been asked several times, will they change offensive coordinators after the season? All I'm going to say to that is it's up to Ed Orgeron. He's the head coach, okay? Who knows what will happen behind closed doors? That's their business. But, it's not up to me. It's not up to Buddy. You folks listening and watching and Facebook Live, and it's not up to you. That's going to be up to Coach Orgeron. But if they do beat A&M, now, if the offense just not there against A&M, more of an argument for do you make a change and get a third different coordinator in 3 years. You got to let Coach O do that. He's the head man. He's going to get credit for the good. He's going to get blamed for the bad. Let it be his call.
But let's go back to what Brian Lazar would bring to this conversation.
Which we're going to talk to Brian shortly.
Was there experience at quarterback?
No.
Was there a running back that had ever scored a touchdown in his career at LSU coming in here? Was the offensive line porous, especially with Ed Ingram and others? And once again, you didn't have receivers coming back. Now, I'll tell you a guy tonight that really looked good, and I think he's got a great future. Big number 6, Terrace Marshall. He's
a real deal.
He is a load, and he came over here, signed at about 6'4", 190. I think he's in the 210, 215 range. He is a load, but once again, tweaked the ankle. So he hadn't been 100% this year. Jamar Chase, the second or third time he catches the ball and can't keep his feet in bounds at the end. I was glad to see Foster Morrow get his score and glad to see him get some balls. But the other guy that's involved with this decision too, TK, is Steve Ensminger. Does he want to come back? Is it too much? Look, he's at the end of his career. By the way, this game had special meaning for him because you remember when he played in it.
5 touchdowns to Carlos Carson.
And 77-0. I think Bill made an excellent statement. They wanted to be classy. They could have scored more. I was a little surprised Brendan got in so early, but I'm glad he did. But all of that, it's a complex situation.
All right, and here's the thing. And we're going to get to a break and get to Brian Lazar from Tiger Stadium. I think you can make a solid argument of why he should come back. Some of the things you pointed out about the lack of experience offensively. And then I think you can make an argument that you need to do more than what has been done. And it's probably somewhere in the middle. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break. When we come back, like we usually do here on the post-game show, we're going to go over to Tiger Stadium on the other side of town and visit with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Find out what Coach O had to say, as well as get Brian's analysis. Still to come, Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. We're at Scoreboards, Coursey Boulevard, right next to Anton's Fine Jewelers, between Sherwood Forest and Airline. Tailgating all day, tailgating barbecue tomorrow. Kids 12 and under do eat free. Saints on the video wall at 3:25. NFL game before that, whatever Sunday night game. And Scoreboards will be closed on Thanksgiving. And by the way, Thanksgiving night, Saints-Falcons in the Superdome. So everybody can eat all day and then watch the Saints on Thursday night. But Scoreboards will be closed for Thanksgiving. Everybody's going to do the family thing. But you need to bring the family here tomorrow for the barbecue. We're going to take a break, come back, and then it'll be Brian Lazar from Tiger Stadium here from Scoreboards on the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. Stay with us.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Remember what these trips were like before you put the screens in the back seats?
I don't want to think about it.
Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Where are we?
Go, go, go. That game should keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah! Dad! Oh, in your face!
Don't make me get back there.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances. Your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on your special day at Greystone. Create lasting memories in our newly remodeled reception hall at Greystone Country Club. For reservations and information, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Let's go to Tiger Stadium. Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com standing by. Brian, good evening. How are you?
Doing good tonight.
Hey, what did Coach Orgeron have to say after the contest?
Well, he said it was a nice win for the Tigers. You know, he thought the offense, played well. He criticized a few drop passes that they had, but they, ran the ball well, protected the quarterback, got the ball deep to their athletes. And then, of course, he acknowledged, now, look, we were doing this against a lesser opponent tonight, but, happy with the offense, with the exception of the drop passes. And then, the defense did a good job. They had a lot of backups in there when Rice scored his touchdown at the end of the game. But, senior night, he said he got all the seniors in the game, and, they got their ninth win.
Brian, obviously some concern. Kristen Fulton obviously is going to be out for a while. Kelvin Joseph got hurt last week, didn't play tonight. Talk about the matchups with A&M and their wide receivers and Kellen Mond, and if you think that Joseph will be back, or do you see the secondary having to mix and match again next week?
Well, Joseph did not practice at all this week, so, I don't know what his status will be for the game next Saturday against A&M. Terrence Alexander played just about the whole game at the other cornerback spot tonight, so they didn't do what they did last week where they played Kerry Benson at corner. They went with Alexander at corner tonight.
Marty.
And I guess we'll have to just wait and see what Joseph's status is. If he's got a hamstring injury, if he doesn't practice, early in the week, then, I guess they may go with Alexander, that other cornerback spot. They adjusted defensively tonight. They played their base defense a lot because Rice ran the ball, and Patrick Queen started outside linebacker with Michael Divinity. So Queen played pretty well, and then they started Jacoby Stevens at safety with Delpit. So Gary Benson only really played tonight in the nickel packages. So they went with Alexander and Brady Williams at the corners and Delpit and Stevens at safety. Stevens played well. He made 7 tackles tonight. So it was a different look from the secondary. Vincent played, like I said, only in pass rushing situations when they were in the nickel. And also when they were in pass rush situations, they would take Jacoby Stevens out and play Ed Paris at safety. And they also would take Queen out at outside linebacker and play Ray Thornton. So a little bit of different look on defense tonight.
Hey, the TV guys were talking about Burrow, and they thought that this was probably the best that he had thrown the football. Is that what you saw? And Brian, you know, we had this discussion all year long. I was worried about the O-line before the season. You were worried about the receivers. It's got to be frustrating for a guy like Burrow who lays it in there 2 or 3 times perfectly for touchdowns. Still had a good stat night, but did you think this was one of his better nights as far as actually throwing the football?
Well, I think this is the third time this year he's completed 70% of his passes in a game. And like I said, he was 20 of 28. He easily could have been 24 of 28. But I think the biggest thing, he was protected tonight. He was only sacked once. He really didn't have a lot of pressure. So when he's not under pressure, I think he's like most quarterbacks, he's going to be much more accurate. So I think that was the biggest thing tonight. You know, he wasn't under much pressure. But again, you know, the defense that you're facing from Rice isn't the defense that you face in the SEC.
Hey, who else played tonight like Brennan that we haven't seen this year that played and still will be able to garner the red shirt?
Well, Tate Proven's got a couple carries there at the end of the game on offense. Really, I think that's, you know, Cole Smith was in at the last series at center. Defensively, you saw Davin Cotton got in. Dominic Livingston got in. Nelson Jenkins got in. Jarrell Cherry got in. Eric Monroe played. Cam Lewis played. So you had a bunch of guys on defense who hadn't seen much action this year who were able to play.
Brian, anything on any injuries? I didn't see any, but there were times when I wasn't looking.
No, I don't think anybody left the game for an injury tonight.
Tyler Shelvin with his first sack of his LSU career, right?
Yeah, first sack, and I think he ended up with 4 tackles tonight.
You know, he has definitely dropped some weight. TK, me and Brian, and I know you have had this discussion as well. I personally, and look, this is not trying to be critical because these two guys have been really, really good, but I just don't think Greedy and Devin White have played as good as they did last year. Greedy had 2 or 3 INTs that he dropped last week, and Devins don't have the stats, even though we know he missed a half with the Bama. But have you picked up any more? We know those guys are going to go, TK. The draft is going to be a top 10 for them. They're going to have to go. It's just crazy for them not to. But are you hearing any more other than on Ed Alexander and any other overtures, Brian?
No, I don't think we'll hear anything now until after the bowl game.
What's your take on Greedy and Devin White this year? They just don't seem to be as dominant as they were last year.
Well, I mean, Greedy, last year they went at him. This year they've stayed away from him for the most part. Alabama went at him. They caught 1 ball over him tonight. But, you know, I think last year he had 6 picks and 11 pass breakups. I think so far this year he's got, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 interceptions and about
picks.
8 pass breakups.
Yeah,
so, I mean, his numbers are a little bit less, but they haven't thrown at him as much this year. So, you know, I think he's had a good year. You know, White, again, hasn't made as many tackles this year as he did a year ago. But I think they both had solid years, and I think that, you know, heading into, they get all the draft camps going, I think they're first-round picks.
Brian, quickly before we talk about TigerBait.com, I know you were on hand last night. Will Wade's basketball team picked up their 4th win in a row, a late run, 4th win in a row, all at home. A late run near the end of the game to separate from a good Louisiana Tech team. Give us your observations through 4 games on Will Wade's basketball team.
Good team. Got, you know, 8 or 9 guys. You know, they're, you know, where I think that they're picked in the SEC about 5th. I think that's pretty accurate. You know, they have to get better defensively, and the biggest thing I'm worried about is their outside shooting, because I think they're going to have to shoot the ball better than what they've done in 3 of their first 4 games. Their 3-point field goal percentage has been less than 30%. So they have some things to work on, but They got a lot of talent. They're off to a good start at 4-0. They'll get tested this week coming up when they go to Orlando. They open up against Charleston on Thanksgiving night. Charleston was an NCAA tournament team last year, and if they would win that game, they'd probably get matched up with Florida State, who's also an NCAA tournament team.
Naz banged up a little bit or not?
Ankle.
What's that?
Naz Reid.
Yeah, he's got an ankle injury. Don't know, because he played through the injury against Memphis. You know, he had hurt it before the Memphis game. He played that night, wasn't as good. Tried to go last night, and like I said, he was only out there for 10 minutes. So, you know, he can rest it now until next Thursday, and we'll just have to wait and see how he is then.
Hey, Brian, early signing period, basically a month away. Tell everybody what's happening at TigerBait.com and why they should subscribe now, if not already done.
www.tigerbait.com, all the latest in recruiting. Just like you said, Tommy, the early signing date is about a month away, and Mike will have everything about the latest in recruiting coming up to that mid-December time.
Thank you so much, Brian.
All right, Brian, talk to you next week.
Yeah, and another good thing about tonight's game, no injuries out there. You don't ever want to have injuries. They are part of football. And, you know, it is what it is. It's 42-10 over the Rice Owls.
What did you think of Brennan?
Buddy, we were busy with some stuff around here. I was eating some stuff you put together for us and talking to some folks here at Scoreboards. I only saw him throw a couple of balls. I saw him hit the Jefferson on the right sideline.
That was a good pass.
Looked like he stepped into the throw. But I really can't make any comments other than that. But
yeah,
he's definitely thin, but he's tall. You know, maybe he could be somebody that helps down the road.
Yeah, obviously he will get a red shirt. You're going to red shirt some other guys like Dari Rosenthal and some of those linemen. And I think as we look forward and you look at the crux of this football team, the one glaring error as I watch Clemson and Bama and all these other top 10 teams, even Notre Dame to some extent, TK, they have got to get back with those defensive linemen that throw people around like an empty Coke can. And when LSU was in their heyday, they had
a list of them
across the board, and if one or two guys got hurt, here comes another guy, and it was very minimal drop-off.
Well,
I think that's the biggest difference.
Caleb Chason is missed.
No doubt about it. But, you know, look, nothing against Breeden Fehoko and Rashard Lawrence and Ed Alexander and all those guys.
They're not what we're used to seeing.
They've got to get some 4- and 5-star D linemen. And, you know, as you alluded to, you're a month away and there's only one D-line commit. Sofser, most people feel like he's going to be signed, sealed, and delivered with a Charger in Alabama.
That's a kid from A-Meet.
And so, but they've got to plug some holes there. Got a ton of offensive line coming in, and obviously John Emery. That's big news because let's be honest. And Nick Brissett's having a hell of a year, and I know they want him to get 1,000, and he may after the bowl game. But you got to have somebody that would breakaway speed, and it's a difference maker. And T. Davis from Southern Lab and John Emery are going to, along with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Curry, Leonard Fournette, will have one more year. Obviously, Nick's going, but that will be a much better running back class next year to have Insminger or whoever the offensive coordinator is to run the football.
And don't forget about Tay Province. He'll get an opportunity as well if he were to hang
He'll be a
around.
redshirt freshman.
And again, the early signing period is December 19, 20, and 21. Heck, Monday's the 19th of this month. So, you know, that's what you have in front of you. I'll look back, buddy. After the spring practice, Coach O knew he needed a kicker and a quarterback. He went and got it. Coach O's not dumb. He knows what he needs, and they're going to do whatever they can to try to go get it. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll connect with Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. He's been in the locker room. He's talked to some of the Tiger players, and we'll chat with Ronnie right after this pause. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Christ, and from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge. Connect on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Scoreboards, Baton Rouge, Coursey Boulevard. We'll be back. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website, visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. Tigers win 42-10 in Tiger Stadium. Let's go over to Tiger Stadium and visit with Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Ronnie, good evening. How are you?
You're doing good, guys. Doing good.
Hey, Ronnie, I know you were in the locker room. Tell us about some of the players that you spoke to and what did they have to say after the win over Rice.
Well, you know, a couple of the guys I spoke to, seniors, Cole Tracy, Foster Morrow, obviously two of the more popular seniors. The interesting thing, Foster Morrow had his best game of the year, over 70 yards catching on 5 targets and had a touchdown. And he said actually the game plan going, it wasn't to beat for him or anything. It just kind of worked out that way, and he ended up having a big night. We did talk about running out under the tunnel, seeing his family and Coach O, and he has just tried to expand and stretch his career as long as he can. He says I try to get to the meetings early and stay late because I've enjoyed my time as a Tiger so much. that it's coming down to an end. And for Cole Tracy, he said the first time he stepped foot in Tiger Stadium was last December on a recruiting trip, and we signed or whatever, and then and then here we are, and this year has flown by. He said it seems like it's gone by in a blink of an eye. It's just been a storybook time at LSU. He said he actually physically pinched himself today on the 50-yard line before the game with his family because he wanted to make sure he remembered it.
Hey, Jumbo, do you think Foster should have gotten more balls this year? I know he's an excellent interview, and he's outspoken and says a lot of things. And, of course, he did name Steve Ensminger before the season the best offensive coordinator and play caller in the country. But he looked like he had a little extra juice in his step tonight. Did a good job after the catch, got some yards after the catch. But do you think he should have maybe been targeted a few more times this year?
Well, I not only do I think he should have, but I think the middle of the field should have been targeted more. And even today, watching the game, there were still many times where Burrow just doesn't like to throw it over the middle of the field for whatever reason. But I'll say this: there were a couple things that hampered Foster Moreau's action this year. One, he was banged up and playing hurt at times. People didn't really know that. And then the other was, they needed him to stay in and block. Unfortunately, they've had so much trouble at the tackle position, blocking and keeping that pass rush off that they just had to make protect too much. And I think that's really what shut down his opportunities this year.
Hey, Jumbo, let's talk about the defense and obviously a much bigger challenge. Did you get anything from Coach O and the players as to who might be back, or is it still looking dim for Kelvin Joseph and some of those other guys? Because right now it's kind of a mix and match secondary.
Yeah, they didn't give us any information, regarding he's in the press in the post game. There wasn't any talk of that, but the defense was feeling somewhat good about itself tonight, as it should. I mean, out on 200 yards of offense, and it was mostly second teamers and all that were in there when they gave them the touchdown late. But look, I think LSU accomplished what they wanted to set out to accomplish today. The offense feeling good, 500 yards of offense. The defense held their opponent to under 200 yards. A win, which is amazing. Before the season, we didn't think they'd win 9 games. So they're still, they've got themselves set up for a good week.
All right, Ronnie, any other players with anything, or that about wraps it up?
Yeah, we talked to Michael Divinity and some others, and some of the underclassmen, and they basically just reiterated that they were really playing today for those seniors, and they wanted to send them out the right way. They feel like they did so, and they were very, very proud to get the 9 wins because they know everybody was kind of had them picked for 7-8 wins this year. But that's it, and of course we'll have more on Sports Shorts Radio every Saturday morning from 10 to noon. We'll be next Saturday before the LSU A&M game on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge, and then check us out for Saturday, Sunday, Monday night for Sports Shorts TV right here in Pelican.
2 quick ones, Jumbo. What was the estimated crowd at the start of the game, and how many departures at halftime?
I would say my best guess was 50% full by the kickoff, and by the end of the game, by halftime, by the second half, buddy, less than 50%.
And point spread, TK and I were trying to figure it out. A&M wins against UAB tonight, and LSU at 9 wins. What you got? LSU 2-point favorite, picket game. What you looking at?
Ooh, I haven't really wrapped my head around it. I'm still getting over. I'm happy with myself tonight because I took Rice to cover the 42. But I was disappointed that UAB gave up scoop and score in the first game of the kickoff. I thought the Blazers were going to cover against the Aggies. An impressive win for A&M. Sure, but I don't leave the position to you on the line. I don't know that I have a feeling on it.
Yeah.
All right, Ronnie, we appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, guys, y'all have a great night.
All right, thanks for Ronnie Rants, as he usually does.
Hard to figure out a game like that. And one of the things that's interesting in this game, TK, just like Alabama, their fans, you have Anthony Gallo on from time to time, and right now when Alabama plays LSU, their fan base, they don't hope to win, they don't pray to win, they expect to win. Interesting to see if once again, in year one with Jimbo Fisher at A&M, LSU can take that mindset of 7 consecutive wins. And, you know, it's like golf. You play a guy you never beat him before. Until you beat him, there's a little bit of a upstairs phobia.
No question.
But I am worried about some of the secondary injuries, and I'm worried about the team getting beat up a little bit. But we'll see how it plays out. I think it's going to be a very close game.
Well, you know, as you mentioned, everybody talks about Bama's streak over LSU. Well, LSU's got a nice one going over A&M. A&M has not beaten LSU since they joined the league. Am I correct?
That's correct. 7 straight wins. One of those, of course, was in the bowl game.
Yeah, that Cotton Bowl game that one year. So,
when the three freshmen all had
I
INTs.
guess on the A&M talk shows, they're saying, man, we got to snap this streak. LSU keeps beating us. So, you know, it's the way it goes sometimes.
You know, the other thing, too, as we kind of wrap up tonight and only have one more show, but it is amazing that the more you get in life, folks, the more you want. I'm going to go back, like I said, after a couple of weeks ago. If I would have told you before the season, LSU would be 9-2 going into Texas A&M, TK, you'd have said you need to go see Dr. Joe Albagambo Monday.
Yeah, you hit your head.
Right?
Yeah, I'd have thought you bumped your head a little too
hard. But on the other side, did they play their best? Did they always put their players in the best position? What I'm saying is they're 9-2, and yet it hasn't been perfect. There's still a work in progress. But I think the fact that this is a relatively young football team, if you can keep from the exodus of losing 5 to 6 early departures, you got a chance to be good again, but got to get some defensive linemen.
They have exceeded probably 95% of the serious predictions. I know you got some Tiger fans every year that say they're going 12-0. Okay, you know, I'm talking about the real forecast, including mine, which was awful. I picked 6-6, so I'm not even close. But they have exceeded expectations, and that's a positive. That's a plus. We're going to take a break, come back. If you want to give us a call, we got time for phone calls at 225-831-1029, or send a text message to area code 504-689-9246. Sunday, all you can eat, all day, tailgate and barbecue. Kids 12 and under eat free. Saints will be on the video wall, 325 from the Dome against the Eagles, other NFL action and whatever else you want to put on. They'll have it for you here at Scoreboards, Coursey Boulevard, between Airline and Sherwood Forest. Stop by. You'll be glad you did. And get the bread pudding. You'll be even more glad about that. We'll be back. We'll continue from Scoreboards after this pause on Pelican Sports TV, WUBR, and Facebook Live. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
Tommy Christ and Buddy Saji with you. Buddy, as you mentioned, it was a slow week. You know, it was Rice, never got going. Stadium never got going. Ronnie Rance said it emptied out at halftime, pretty good bit. But, Buddy, it's an important time. Big game against A&M. And more important than that, or certainly as important, recruiting. 1 month. December 19th is the first of a 3-day signing period, 19, 20, 21. Got to get some recruiting done. LSU, everybody else. So there's two big things on the table, even though it's Thanksgiving week. And again, happy Thanksgiving to all. A&M game Saturday night, and you've got to be turning the screws up on the recruiting notches.
Well, and the good thing about it is, TK, they had last year for that first run with the early signing period. Now, they had an early signing period many, many years ago, but it was brought back last year for the first time. And I want to say they signed 20. And then, of course, they had some faux pas at the end and invariably picked up Joe Burrow and Terrence Alexander. Do you save a spot for a grad transfer?
Yes.
That's a question.
Especially if it's a defensive
lineman. Do you bring in a second quarterback? Peter Parrish is a run-pass option guy that they like a lot. With Emory and T. Davis, you're not going to get another running back. Noah Kane, if John Emory does in fact sign with LSU in the early signing period, will go somewhere else. Got to get another D lineman. Obviously, you're looking at a rusher from the edge. And, you know, when you start talking about, TK, all the people that LSU lost this year for a variety of reasons, and the record that they had, Ed Ingram was a starter. Tyler Taylor would have played a lot.
Right.
We know that Caleb Von Chaison's a difference maker. Jamal Pettigrew would have been the second tight end and a big stud who they think may come back and play in the bowl game. Eric Monroe was a guy that was supposed to take snaps from John Battle. But my point is that so this was not the best of luck with attrition, injuries, suspensions, and all of that. And so we shall see. But look, there's going to be some natural attrition. You always have that. But I think, TK, watching this team this year, got to get more difference makers on offense. Got to get those guys to catch the football. We talked about focus, bad hands, whatever, but they've got to do a better job of that. And obviously the offensive line is going to have to do a better job of protecting Joe, opening up holes. They've got a ton of people coming in on the offensive line. So big game early next year at Texas in week 2.
All right, text message before we go to break. Hey, guys, I hope they show up for the A&M game and can show the recruits that LSU is the place to be going forward. That's on the old text message line. We'll take a break because they just brought some bread pudding up here. We're going to take a break, get a couple bites of bread pudding, and then we'll come back and put a wrap on this week's edition of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge. Connect on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Scoreboards Baton Rouge. We'll be right back for the final segment. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an Inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Attention. Do you have chronic back pain, knee pain, or arthritis? If you have Medicare or private insurance like Aetna, United Healthcare, Humana, or Blue Cross, you may qualify for a safe, drug-free remedy for your everyday back and knee pain. But you must call now. The call and consultation are free, and you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. These pain relief braces are ideal for back pain, arthritis, sciatica, leg pain, knee pain, and other painful conditions that make life difficult. Don't suffer needlessly. Our associates will work directly with Medicare or your insurance company for free. Your knee or back brace will be delivered directly to your door. Imagine playing with your grandkids or enjoying tennis or golf again. Call the National Knee and Back Brace Center to qualify for your Medicare or insurance-covered knee or back brace.
Call 800-560-3392, 800-560-3392.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change, such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For Total Pest Control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Continue with the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. Buddy, I got a question for you. My prediction on the score tonight, pretty good, right?
Yes, very good.
I got a better prediction for you.
What's that?
That is the best bread pudding in Baton Rouge. Wait, I'm not done. That's the best bread pudding in Louisiana. That's the best bread pudding you're going to find, period. They brought us some. Shannon brought us some during the break. I've been munching on it while you were listening to the sponsors. TK on record saying the best bread pudding in Baton Rouge and Louisiana. And that's saying a lot. There's a lot of good bread puddings out there. The best you're going to get is at Scoreboards. So the next time you come in here, if it's lunch, dinner, just come on in the afternoon, you got to get the bread pudding. I promise you, you'll get something to go. You'll order a pan of it, and you'll get it every time you come back. The best bread pudding in Baton Rouge, right here at Scoreboards.
You know, you have been bragging about it, and I usually try not to eat sugar, especially this late on a Saturday night, but I am just blown away. I took 2 or 3 bites and said, take it away, because I've been stressed.
I didn't let him take mine.
I've been stress eating, getting ready for Thanksgiving. By the way, let's give a shout out once again, Katie, Stephanie, and we couldn't do it without Shannon. Does a great job. And all the people that have come in here. Once again, don't forget, Saints tomorrow game was flexed. It will be 3:25. TK, tell them a little bit about Scoreboards, but that bread pudding right there, trust me, that will make you slap your grandma, your mama, whoever. It is indeed. And I've been hearing you and the J-Man talk about it. There's no doubt about it. I'll be talking about it every day on the air, even though I got to stay away from it.
You got to sneak a little bit every now and then.
Oh, man, that's good
But
stuff.
anyway, so yeah, again, lots of stuff. Next week, we tape Tigers Roar here on Tuesday night, not Wednesday, due to Thanksgiving. And with that being said, we want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving, a great time for family, friends, good food. Some people's work schedule's a little bit different. School, the kids don't have school, but there's still a lot of sports stuff going on. So happy Thanksgiving to one and all out there. We appreciate it. We're thankful for people that watch and listen and follow us on social media, and for the many people that have been to Scoreboards and the many more that are going to come as we go forward. Lots of good stuff happening at Scoreboards Connect on social media. Backing it up, we want to thank Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation, the callers, the text messages, the folks on Facebook Live. We appreciate that very much. That final regular season game next Saturday, 6:30 kick in College Station against the Aggies. We will be here live at Scoreboards. Come join us and check it out next Saturday night, approximately 9:45. Buddy, 20 seconds, your final comments.
Well, I just want to thank Father Cleo Milano at Lady of Mercy. Most of you know we lost my mom earlier this week, and he just did an incredible job. Thank all those people who gave their regards and regrets. As you know, it's always tough to lose a parent, but she was a special lady, and thank you, Father Cleo, and all the people that came to the service. I appreciate you and the way the station and all had my back when I needed you.
Hey, no problem with that at all. All right, so there you have it. LSU wins 42-10. They're 9-2, heading over to play the Aggies next Saturday. Basketball team out on the road next week. We'll keep up with all of it for you. On behalf of everybody here at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge, as well as the entire crew and cast of Pelican Broadcast, happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you next week.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change, such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare. Getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
No!